I really want to build the best business I can and also have the best network I can. If social media can help me do that, then I'm going to ride the wave for as long as I can. I think it was 150 or 200K followers from one video. Ridiculous numbers. The brand eventually has to be just you, and whatever you do, people will follow. You have to become that good at storytelling, that good at making the videos. Oh, this makes me so mad. But like, there are these new creators.
If you want to grow an audience through short-form video, you are at the right place. Every week I interview content creators that went from 0 to hundreds of thousands of followers through building public. And today I'm excited to have Rajan Shida. He grew to 370,000 followers on Instagram while building in public a luxury cabin in Virginia. In this episode you will get his exact content strategy and growth tactic that you can implement today. Let's dive in. So Rajan, first of all, I want to ask you one question. You have 344,000 followers. How does it feel?
How does it feel?
Yeah.
It feels good. I can't lie. It happened really quick, so I'd say it does feel really nice now because, I worked pretty hard on it. And to see it like through very quickly is something nice to see. But also at the same time, I'm like, I'm always like, what's the next move? How do we grow the audience even more? How do we go deeper with the audience that we have already? Just always questions I'm thinking about. So it's a grateful but also forward looking at the same time.
Yeah, I see. And did it change your life in a way just to have like all these followers? Because I'm asking the question because a lot of people are starting, a lot of people who will watch this video want to start, and they want to know what is the end of the game, even if it's not the end for you yet. But like, yeah, did it change anything?
No, it completely changed my life for sure. In terms of network, I haven't gotten paid a dime from Instagram, which is, I think people would be pretty interested to hear that. I haven't taken a single brand deal. I've left all that money on the table because I want to keep the brand pure. And I think that's the reason why I've grown in such a rapid pace is because all I'm doing is just documenting. And where was I going with that? But yeah, it's just to keep the brand pure, not taking any money right now. And it definitely has changed my life. And the reason I'm fine with not taking any money right now is because I've built a huge network. So I'm pretty active in the DMs, really active in my comments. Um, I'll hop on calls like this, podcasts like this all day, because there's really interesting people out there that I want to meet, whether it's in real estate or not. I've met a ton of real estate developers because that's the niche I'm in and built a great network there. But I also want to expand outside of it because I really don't know how long this is going to last. But that's why I want to build that like almost like a $10 million, $100 million network. I could be happy with that.
Well, that's so awesome. And you are on your 116 days, I think, right now. Did you start before or did you start like first day 116 day ago?
No, so it says day 116, but I don't post every day. So it should be like episode 1, episode 2, and then episode 116, but I just started with days, so I haven't really changed it. Um, but the real estate series is not my first series. So I started by selling shoes. Um, and that was my main thing. It's kind of crazy because we're coming up on 1 year of posting my first video. I posted my first video on August 30th, 2024. And we're coming up on that date pretty soon. And for about, I'd say about the first 4 to 5 months, I did mostly only shoe content. I did a series of documenting getting to 15K a month on sales for eBay. I sold shoes for 5 years and that's what I loved. And I had a huge office unit near my campus at University of Virginia. And I just thought it was a really cool setting. I thought people could learn a thing or two from it. So I just started documenting, my day to day with the shoes and also being a college student. And then it kind of pivoted to all this. My old high school tennis teammate brought me a real estate opportunity and I 180 pivoted and that's when we really started blowing up.
So you went from 0 to how much followers with the sneakers content?
I'd say about 0 to 30K with shoes, in about 3 to 4 months. And then, well, I had sprinkled in other stuff while I was doing the shoe series. So I had already bought my own investment property with the shoes, so I made a couple of videos on that. And then I had like a couple of basketball videos too that I put out. Um, and even during the shoe series is when the land deal was brought to me. So I made a couple of videos on it just about like due diligence, even before we owned the land. And those videos did really well too. So I never boxed myself into the shoes. So yeah, I got to about 30K when I ended the shoe series, but that whole series wasn't boxed into just shoes. I
Yeah.
kind of made it just like all about me.
That's what I wanted to ask because did you lose any followers when you did the move to real estate or not?
I'm sure some, but for the most it was like so like it was overwhelmingly just like crashed out by the amount of followers I was getting from the real estate side because it right from the beginning of that series, like I was getting a ton of views, a ton of followers. So I'm sure there were some people that left because I was doing shoes and they only wanted to see that. But overwhelmingly, I think most people stayed and a bunch of people got added. So I didn't really notice if someone left.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because a lot of people are struggling, to pick a niche or to talk about one topic and they're afraid that they will be cornered in one topic. And I think for you, you just show that you went from sneaker to real estate and it didn't change at all, which is pretty cool actually. So you think people are following you for you or the content you do?
In a perfect world, everyone would like to think it's for them, but I'm sure a majority right now only follow me for the cabin development. And it's interesting because we both know Yoni, right? And we had the same exact arc. So we were both pretty small. He used to sell Amazon stickers and I used to sell shoes on eBay. That's how we first connected. We were like, oh, we're both in e-commerce. Like he's selling on Amazon, I'm selling on eBay. This just makes sense. He's selling stickers, I'm selling shoes. It's a similar process. Like he packages and ships everything. I package and ship everything. But Yoni did the same thing as me is like he never boxed himself in. Like the brand was always him in a way. Like, yes, people were following for the sticker business, I'm sure. But he did a 180 pivot because I think his business got shut down or something like that. And he did a 180 pivot to AI content on the jump and he started blowing up. So it's that thing where, you know, I see some people like boxing themselves into a niche that they might not even like. Like, why can't you be the brand and people follow you wherever you go? And that's been a huge part of this is that I love the cabin development and I'm locked into it for however long it goes. But at the end of the day, if we want to do this for a really long time, and these are some of the conversations I have, it's like, do we want to do this for a really long time? And if we do, the brand eventually has to be just you and whatever you do, people will follow. You have to become that good at storytelling, that good at making the videos. And I'm still getting there. Like I'm not even a year in, so I'm not too worried about, you know, making myself the brand just yet. Like I'll ride out the cabin series for as long as it can, squeeze the juice. But eventually, like I do need to, become a little bit more versatile.
Hmm. And I'm sure it's been like a really long process for you of a lot of iteration to arrive where you are now. What was the beginning when you first took your camera, started filming yourself? How did you feel like, and why did you start actually?
I started because I've actually always wanted to make videos because I've been selling these shoes since high school. And I was really into like eBay YouTube, e-commerce YouTube. And I was like, yo, like I could really do this. So in high school, I actually did drop a couple YouTube videos, but I archived them because I was just like a little bit too self-conscious. Not that like no one was giving hate or anything. I was just like I don't want myself on the internet like this. Then I went 3 years of college. And then the beginning of my senior year, I was like, this is just, why am I so scared? Like, especially in college, I understand it now for a lot of kids because they DM me and they're like, I'm afraid to like start. I'm in college. College is one of the most judgmental environments ever. And then I can't imagine high school because high school is even worse. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what really prompted me to start. Like, I was just like, fuck it. Like, screw it. It doesn't matter anymore. So the beginning of my senior year, the way I started was no script, no nothing. I just put the camera down and it was whatever I was just working on for that day. And I think that's always the best way to start. Is just document exactly what you're doing. And that's really how I got the skills to like the base skills to make videos, talk in front of a camera, have a presence on camera. I just put the tripod down. I'd say a couple words about what I was gonna do that day, and then I'd do it. I just put the tripod down and I'd quick cut it a little bit, chop it up, and it was like 30 to 40 minutes of footage because it was I just do it for like a 30 to 40 segment of like me working, and then I'd have to chop it up into like a minute. So that was difficult, but actual presence on camera wasn't too hard. I was just say what came to my mind.
Well, that's cool actually, because a lot of people struggle with that, like, starting to talk in front of the camera. Um, you were talking about your process back in the day. What is the process now for you to create content? Because now your video are totally different. There's probably a drone in the air filming you, like it's a big production. So what is the process?
Yeah, so the process is actually not as fully fleshed out as you would think. It's like the videos at the site, um, I'll drive to the site and I won't even have a script ready or anything like that. So half my videos at the site are just either me just freeballing, like literally I don't even have a script written out. I just have an idea in my head as I like walk the land. I'm like, oh, we can talk about this. Or I'll write like a quick script like in my phone, like in the notes app. And then I'll do it from there. Anything outside of the site, like I fully script, like I fully think about, like I think about how I'm gonna, if I use a whiteboard, I fully think about how I'm gonna utilize the whiteboard, all that. But the ones at the site are like half of them are pretty much off the cuff, and then half of them are all script in like 10 to 15 minutes. Because there's just so much to talk about there. And you know, the ideas really come to me best when I'm like looking at the land itself, because then I'll be like, oh, I want these types of shots probably here. It's not something I could just like I could just script it at home, but it's a lot better when I do it there and I have like the vision there.
And you film right now with your phone, a drone, what else?
Yeah, to this day I film on my iPhone and I edit on CapCut, and I recently just added this drone. Um the drone is like, yeah, I'll do like a couple shots with the drone and like sync up the audio. But other than that, all my videos are just shot on my phone, edited on my phone, released on my phone.
And you do everything yourself.
Yeah, yeah, I do. So, funny enough, it was getting tough for me to like put the tripod down on the land and then walk up all the stairs, do the shot, come back. Sometimes I won't even be in the shot because I like angled it wrong. So, one of my good friends, um, his little brother is in high school and like needs something to do for the summer. So, a lot of times like he'll come out with me to the land and he'll actually film himself, and that takes so much saves so much time for me. Like I can film like 2 to 3 videos at a time like when I go there. Because he's like standing there, I'm telling him where to point, and then like I don't need to put a tripod everywhere. And it's also a lot easier to edit because the videos aren't like a minute long for one line and I have to find it. It's just whatever. He starts it when I start talking and then ends it when I stop talking.
And where do you publish it now? Because you are on Instagram for sure, TikTok as well. Anywhere else?
It was just Instagram and TikTok, yeah, and like even on TikTok, I'm not even all the way caught up on my videos. Like that's one part where I've really been slacking is that I've only been focusing on Instagram, whereas I realized there's one day where like I guess there was like a big algorithm change and my video took a hit for one day. For one day, I don't know why I was tweaking out. Like the video got like 1,000 views in 1 hour, and I'm like, I'm not used to this. Like that video ended up hitting like 2 million like days later. But it kind of made me realize like, oh, like if Instagram died yesterday or died tomorrow, I'd be pretty screwed. So like I gotta kind of spread myself here and there. I started catching up on my TikTok videos. I made a YouTube, started posting shorts. I'm a hop on Meta. I know a lot of Facebook heads, watch reels, so I'm gonna hop on there. Like I really think it's important, especially if I just have to post the same video on another platform. Like I don't really see the downside there.
Yeah, true. True. And yeah, I was thinking you never tried Pinterest actually.
Pinterest is interesting. Pinterest is very interesting, especially for like the stuff I'm doing because it's like it's got to be like aesthetic, artsy. I don't even know how Pinterest works, to be honest. We need that. It's like I don't know, artsy pictures. I guess I don't know. Maybe Pinterest could be a push.
And right now you want to start YouTube, right? Do you have like already an idea of what you want to do? Maybe a long form content of on what you're doing already on short form?
Yeah, it's like it'll be long form, but it'll be more raw because I spend so much time editing my short form videos, and I people are like hired an editor, and that's like the one thing I want to hold on to because like at this point, I feel like the videos I release and when I edit them, I feel like that's fully my voice.
Mm.
Maybe I'm stupid, but that's like something I really want to hold on to is like I've had this whole thing of like keeping the brand pure and like it's me not taking any brand deals. And when I have an editor, I feel like it almost becomes like a job. I know at some point I need to do it, like because right now I'm not super involved. Um, like I'm not as involved as I'm gonna be in the future on like the operation side. Like my partner Renzo is like managing the construction pretty much in full right now. But when we're operating, like I'll be operating the property. Um, so right now, like my main focus is to drop the best video every day. And like I love that. But there will be a time when I don't have enough time. I got to start doing email marketing with the emails we have. I got to start doing, you know, managing reservations, all this stuff. So there will probably be a time when I have to hire an editor and teach them how to do my similar style. But for now, I kind of want to keep it like my own thing, my own voice.
But if it works that way now and you can handle the amount of work, I think it's cool. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I wanted to ask you, you're already getting email, like you're already building an email list.
Mm.
And like, do you already do something with it? Like you send a newsletter, you monetize it, or
So the email list is for people who are interested in booking the cabin, and I'm about to send my first email tomorrow, actually, which is pretty interesting. I'll put a story post about it tomorrow. Um, and yeah, that's what people have been telling me in the industry is that emails are the most powerful link you have, especially for like hospitality, because it's like, especially with the way I've done it, is that I haven't, I never explicitly told someone go put your email in the website yet. I'm gonna do that soon, but we already have like 700, 800 emails without a call to action. And I think these are actually our most valuable people that are watching. It's because they've expressed interest that they want to stay and they haven't even been told to go click on it. They went and found it themselves, like either by clicking my link in the bio or, going to Royal Oak and then clicking there and then being like, oh, like this is interesting. And then they put their email in. So this is like an audience like I need to curate. And I've never done email marketing, but I think we've given, like, so much, like, free value on Instagram that, like, it's built so much hype around the build that hopefully, like, people will stay out, but who knows? I don't know how well it's gonna convert. That's, like, one thing I don't know yet.
well, one thing for sure is that having a newsletter and an email list is really powerful because, as you say, if one day you lose Instagram, you still have this huge email list and you can start over a new account or whatever, and it can go pretty fast. So it's always something that you own. So I think it's pretty smart to push on that.
No,
Uh,
100%.
I wanted to ask you and to go back in the content creation. What did you learn in 1 year? Like, what is the one thing that you did that help you maybe get viral or stay consistent?
Um, I think I got really, really, really good. I'd say I got better from my first video to my 20th video than my 20th video to now, and it's because for those first 20 days, I posted every single day,
Mm.
and I always come back to Yoni because like I admire him so much because he's been posting for 400 like 50 days straight or something. Like it's ridiculous. The amount of even if it's just him putting the camera down and talking to it, like the fact that you can get a post up every single day for 450 days, like the content creation game is just a game of attrition. Like yes, you need to be good, you need to have a presence on camera, you need to have quality, you need to have good storytelling. But above all is like if you just last the longest, like look at Yoni's videos. They're not crazy production, it's just him talking. He has such a great presence on camera, but he didn't have that in the beginning. Like he built that over 450 days. And it's the number one thing I would say to growing is you got to get a post out every single day. And there has to be some baseline of quality too, like for sure. Like you can't just like post a meme, obviously. Like you can't just do that. There needs to be some baseline of quality. And I have a baseline of quality. Yoni has a baseline of quality. Like have a pretty high standard for your baseline of quality, I'd say. But if you couldn't get that out every day, when I graduated, um, up until college, like I did not post every day. So I worked 20 days straight. And then after that, like I never posted for like 7 days in a row at a time. So I'd post like maybe 3 times a week, 4 times a week. And I still grew really well because I was lucky enough to where, I had pretty good video ideas at the time. And those videos, every time I posted a video, it would just hit. Like I got pretty lucky. But then after I graduated, when I saw my most growth, I went from like 100K to 200K, 250K, is when I started posting every single day. And I was posting quality every single day. And I got so much better at the editing. I got so much faster at filming and storytelling. And you don't get as invested in videos. This is also a mental thing where it's like when I was posting like 2 to 3 times a week, if a video flopped, I was like, damn, like I worked really hard on this. I spent like 1 to 2 days editing it, spent a little bit more time on it, and then it would flop. And I'd be like, oh my God, like I spent so much time on this video. When you post every day, you have a reset every single day. And it's like if a video isn't doing well, all right, you have a blank slate the next day to create something else. So I'd say like getting as much volume with a baseline of quality is the best thing you can do for content. The best thing.
When you are posting daily, how much time will you spend on that? Will you say
For
like
20 videos. Yeah. So the first 20 videos, I wasn't spending too much time because those were just putting the tripod down, unscripted. Um, then I was spending 80 to 90% of my time on the business and just having the tripod behind me, and then I'll cut it up however I wanted. But even that was killing me because like I was still spending a lot of time on the business, and then editing would take me like 1 to 2 hours because I had to chop up like 30 to 40 minutes of footage and find the good parts, right? Um, yeah, it didn't take me too long, but I'd say I was probably putting about, with the filming and everything, like 2 to 3 hours a day to make those first 20 videos. And then when I graduated and I started going every day, like for now, I'm not going every day right now, but I'm probably going like 5 to 6 times a week. I'd say I'm spending about 6 hours a day on a video, 6 to 7 hours a day. Because at this point, like the audience is so invested. And when I'm posting every day, like I need it to be the highest quality. And like I said, right, like Rento's taking the burden off me I don't need to operate much of the business right as it stands right now. So the most valuable part of the business where I am is to just make a great video every day. So I'm spending 6 to 7 hours every day on these 1 minute videos in terms of scripting, editing. This includes like also driving out to the site. Like when I drive out there, it's a whole hour and then it's a whole hour back. So I'm spending like a good amount of time on these videos.
Do you think it's a good balance to have like one person focused on distribution and one on the product? Because that's currently what I'm doing. Like right now, I'm focused on the distribution, so growing an audience, and I have a co-maker who is actually building the product, which is an app. Do you think that's the good balance to have at the beginning?
I think it's a great balance now. I think it's a great, great, great. I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for like me and Renzo's relationship is that he is like execution to a T and then I'm distribution to a T. And we went through phases of like Renzo's trying to do content. He's like trying to mingle in mine. I'm trying to manage the construction. And that's always good to have because like Renzo went on vacation and I was good enough to manage the construction for 2 weeks. So you want the other partner. I'm not going to give advice, but in our thing, it's like we're good enough to fill each other's shoes for like 2 to 3 weeks at a time. Like if I couldn't post for 2 to 3 weeks, like Renzo could take over and make good enough videos for 2 to 3 weeks to like keep us afloat. And I can manage the construction good enough to where like nothing's breaking down and like I know it well enough. But I've become in my opinion, I've become like one of the top creators like in building in public. And he's become one of the best project managers, like in my opinion, like one of the best project managers I have seen. And I haven't seen many, but I can just tell like when someone's got it. And I really think like from the operation side, construction side, like he's super passionate about making the build as beautiful as possible. Like he's really, really focused on we're just not distribution label. This is going to be a great product. Like people are going to have a great experience here and we're going to charge top dollar for it and it's going to be worth that. So I really like it because he never tells me how to make a video and then I never tell him how to design anything. All the videos are like me learning from Renzo and casting his vision to the world in a way that's like digestible. And I think that's, we don't step on each other's toes. And that's like why we are growing as fast as we are.
Really interesting. And as you are a top content creator in your field, what would you suggest to someone who start now, who wants to build in public in whatever field?
I'd suggest, you know, you gotta get the first 10 to 20 videos out. Like people are always asking me about like the technicals of making the videos. I'm like, when I first started, I was not thinking about that. I was just like, I just put the camera down and it's so much better for you to actually learn on your own, like make those first mistakes in the 10 to 20 videos and learn it yourself than for me to tell you because like you're gonna come across problems when you're editing, like when you're scripting that I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but you're gonna come across these problems that when you solve them yourself, like it's gonna click for you way more when you record your future videos. And I don't know exactly, I can't tell you an exact problem that I had that I figured out later on after those first 20 videos, but like I didn't have someone to like walk me through like how to make content. Like I kind of just found my own style myself. And I think that's why it resonates with so many people because like I kind of just fell into it. And I think that's always the best way to is like fall into your own style. I definitely took inspiration from like a bunch of guys online. Like I was like stealing here and there. And that's how you should do it. Like everyone should be stealing from, you know, bigger creators and seeing what you can take from them. And I did that in the beginning for sure. But then I eventually like found my own lane. And I guess the number one thing I'd say to those new creators is like, just get those first 10 to 20 videos out and have a baseline of quality. Like don't post memes. But just get those first 10 to 20 videos out and then focus on the actual technical video making. Then we can get into like, okay, like this is how I'm editing. Like these are some of the effects I use. Here's like the, you know, camera settings I use, all that. But like just from a baseline, those first 10 to 20 videos are huge for your learning curve.
And did you do anything to learn the next steps, like video editing, storytelling, as you were saying? Like, did you take any course or did you follow anything or did you just learn by yourself?
I learned mostly by myself. I joined this thing called Content Academy, if anyone knows who Mino Lee is. Um,
Oh, yeah.
is he- yeah, he's like another young creator. I joined Content Academy. I didn't learn a lot about video making from there, but I found like a really good community. Like I met a lot of creators that like when we were a lot smaller, you know, we like bounced ideas and like I'm still friends with to this day. I just like the community aspect. I didn't learn much about all the video stuff was just watching other creators like on my own. And then also just making videos myself. Like that's how I learned the most is like making videos myself. And then also YouTube, like the editing aspect, like CapCut is very easy to use. It's so intuitive. Like I probably watched only 2 YouTube videos on it. And then I was off to the races. So, and I'd also edited YouTube videos in the past. So like I had a little bit of baseline experience on like the UI part of it. Like most of the editing UIs from a baseline are the same. So when I went to CapCut, I was like, oh, this is like pretty intuitive already. And then I just watched a couple videos on like maybe some effects I can use and then kind of just went from there.
Just a quick break. I invited Rajan today because I also started Building Public 70 days ago. I've been posting every single day, so I've decided to start this podcast to learn from the best content creators. And I've just created a free guide with everything I've learned from my guests, from growing an audience to monetization strategies that actually work. You can access to it for free by clicking on the link in the description. So right now you build this huge audience, you are building this luxury cabin. You don't monetize that yet because it's not finished. Do you monetize your audience in any way?
I do not. I was talking to a couple other big creators about this, and there's a couple guys that have also blew up in the same fashion as me, and we were all on a call, and we're like, yeah, like all of us haven't taken brand deals, and so we hopped on this call one day, and we're like, yeah, like we're not gonna sell out, you know, Only if a brand like only if it makes sense, like only if they throw us like a lot of money, like we'll take a brand deal. And then 15 days passed by. I posted for 15 days straight about the cabin. A lot of my other two friends were also posting like very consistently. And we came back after 15 days on a follow-up call. And we were like, dude, this shit is hard, man. Like, why are we doing this? Like, at certain point, like, we have great skill. Like, we could sell something, we could make a bag. And we were like, it's tough, man, because at the end of the day, for me, I'm happy if we just get a fully booked out calendar. Like, I am trying to sell something in the end. Like, maybe this is what people don't realize. Maybe just because it's like so stretched out, I am trying to sell something. Like, I am trying to grow value for the business. Like, maybe it just looks like I'm giving a ton of free value, but in reality, I'm trying to sell to 180 people 2 night stays. So that's 360 days. The whole calendar is booked out. So maybe it's like coming off as more authentic, but I am trying to sell something at the end of the day. My other two friends they're just documenting their business. So I don't know. It's tough, man. Like you get these brand deals throwing money at you, and I'm like, it's always AI companies that have all this money, and I'm like, I look at some of these emails, and I'm like, I would take the check, but like at this point, like it's not worth it to risk the brand. I think the brand is worth so much in value. I can't put a money amount on it, but I know it's worth a lot. So to risk that for what? 3,000, 5,000. I don't think it's worth it at this point. But at the same time, like after those 15 days, I'm like, dude, I'm living with my parents. I'm broke as hell. Like I need some money coming in so I can at least move out. And any money I would get from brand deals, I would just throw back into the business, like into making the cabin better. Like we asked ourselves a question, like, are we the clowns at the end of the day? Because we were looking at other creators and we're like, bro, they're just all they do, half their content is just brand deals. I'm like, but then I was really thinking about it. I was like, this content thing doesn't last forever. Like maybe they're just taking advantage of the opportunity they have and like getting the money for themselves and like setting up their family and stuff like that. Like, are we just stupid? But I don't know. It's tough. I think I'm making the right decision right now because the minute I go to a guy that sells a coaching or sells a course, like I can't go back. So that's not something I really want to entertain.
Yeah, true. And I feel like also brand deals are good, but you're working for someone. And I feel like that's also what you want to escape. So that's always hard, like to get back to that because I did a brand deal once. It was a really nice 5-figure contract, but I didn't like it at all because I was working for someone and I had to do content for this person, and it had to be exactly the perfect structure of the content for him, and I didn't like that at all. So yeah, I mean you can try, but it's always different. That's what you're doing now for sure.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I wouldn't do it for the right amount. Like I would do it. And we got sponsored for a lot of our amenities, like in our like they haven't come yet, but we got sponsored for that. And that is where I'm like, okay, if we can get free amenities, like save all that money and put it somewhere else into the build, like we saved 20 grand. We're getting our hot tub sauna cold plunge so we can promote a brand. I think that makes total sense. Like that I already have the videos like in my head, like what's gonna happen. Like it just makes sense with the series because
Yeah.
these are products that are gonna be in our property. Like this makes sense. But for like a random AI company, I'm like, you gotta be throwing me a lot more for me to risk, you know, my audience. And the product actually has to be good. Like my worst nightmare has always been I've seen some creators just promote bad products and it just ruins their brand. And I'm like, I never want to be one of those guys. Cause I know the position I'm in right now is like unicorn. Like it's so valuable. And like I'm trying to hold on to it for as long as I can. Like I don't care about the money. Like at the end, if I can just have a network of 100 people that are worth like 8 figures that have done well in business, like that's good enough for me, to be honest. Cause then I can go to them and be like, anytime this content stuff fails, I'm like, oh, can I work for you? Can I work with you? That's at the end of the day, what I want is to have like 100 to 150 like really high net worth individuals that are super connected. And I feel like I'm getting there already. Um, but yeah, the network is everything. I'll leave all the money on the table for now. If something comes along that makes sense, I'll take it. But for the most part, I'm just gonna keep it pure. And that's why we've grown so fast, in my opinion.
How much do you expect a year with the luxury cabin? Do you know already?
I think we can do 180,000 in revenue, top line revenue a year. So that's $500 a night on average if you book out 360 days. Um, I know it's a little bit ambitious, but I think the marketing we've done warrants that. And also the product and experience we're building, I think also warrants that. It's not a big cabin. It's 1,004 square feet. In the videos, it might look kind of big, but it's pretty small. But the land around it is beautiful. Like we'll landscape it very nicely. We'll have a bunch of health amenities. We're thinking about having a health protocol. So when guests come, every decision they make is scientifically backed as the healthiest option for them to do. So whether that's when they wake up in the morning, they're supposed to open the window wall and get some sunlight because the first 5 minutes is when your circadian rhythm starts clicking and you want sunlight then. Stuff like that. Like I'm still learning. Like I don't really know. I don't know as much as I should about this industry because I kind of just made a video saying like we're gonna be a health retreat. It blew up like crazy, got so much attention. Had like a couple celebrities follow me from that video, like Kyrie Irving, the basketball player, bunch of health people. And I was like, okay, this is the way to go. This is where people want real experiences with health. Why don't we lean into this? Let me learn about this. So I'm still like learning like how can we make this health protocol the best. But um yeah, that's like that's the type of brand we're like really leaning into nowadays.
Man, I think you did the right thing because even if you don't make like money now, what you're building is huge. Like I have a friend in France who is in real estate. That's like big money. And if you have like this kind of concept and if you grow it as much as you want, that's really huge. So I think it's worth like, yeah, saying no to some brand, AI brand to build this huge thing. And you're young, like you're still 22.
I am 22. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's insane. At 22, I didn't even start anything. So I think you're in a good position right now.
Dude, thank you, man. And yeah, like it, I really hope it doesn't sound like I'm complaining. Like I'm so grateful. Like this is crazy. Like this is truly something I've dreamed about for ever since I was a kid. Like I really wanted to make videos. And when I started shoes, like I had no expectations. Like I just wanted to have fun. Like that's really all I wanted. And I see a lot of creators now and like they're not doing it for the love of the game. And I'm like, it's tough because like I want them to make videos, but long term, like I really don't see them in the game very long. Because they just don't love the video making aspect. Like at a baseline, like I just love making the videos. And yes, like I'm going for the numbers and stuff like that. Like, yes, I do focus on this stuff and it is important. But at a baseline, like I'm willing to I went through a period of having 10 flops in a row, 20 flops in a row, where I worked 3 to 4 hours on every single video. But the reason, because you're going to go through that point, you're going to go through that point where you do 10 videos in a row, spend 3 to 4, I spent 40, let's say you spend 40 hours. That's a whole full-time work week on videos and they all don't perform. Like you got to be crazy to keep going, right? But I just loved making videos at a baseline, so that's what really kept me going. And at this point, like I'm almost, it seems like I'm almost hitting on every single video, but I still love the video making. If I had 10 flops tomorrow, starting tomorrow, like I would still keep going because first of all, I know how powerful social media is and it's a roller coaster. Like you'll be there was a point where I had a 10-day stretch where I was gaining 10K a day, 15K followers a day. And it's such a dopamine hit. It's like every time you refresh, it's like another 1K. But then I've had those slumps where it's like I'm gaining like 200 followers a day, 100 followers a day, and that number's not moving. But all it takes is one video to change it. I've probably gotten, I'd say 80% of my followers are from like 4 videos. And I've posted like 180 videos. I don't even know how many I've posted at this point, but probably 180 videos. But most of my followers, I'd say like not 80%, but I'd say like half my followers are from 4 of those videos, which is crazy.
That's crazy. And I feel you because I've been posting for like 55 days now in a row. And the growth is like, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even have 2,000 people following me right now, but it's only 55 days. But when you take a step back, like I started on Twitter a few years ago, and on Twitter, I grew a huge audience and I know exactly what is the reward. That's why I'm continuing. My girlfriend started like a year and a half ago, and now she had one video who blew up, and she's actually selling a service. And like thanks to that, she's already making huge number just to thanks to one video. So I think when you know the reward, you know that you want to continue. Like, I will never ever stop, even if it takes a year to grow to I don't know what. I will not stop because I know the reward. But for someone who starts, I think it's pretty hard to, yeah, continue after 20, 30 video and you have no results. Did you have results straight away, or like did it take long for you?
Can you repeat that question?
Did you have growth straight away at the beginning, or how long did it take?
I'd say like from a relative perspective, I had growth right away. Like I got to 10K in about 2 to 3 months. I think that's really fast. That's really fast. Um, and I had a lot of college kids following me, which was really interesting. And shoes is like very niche, I'd say. It's not like super mainstream, especially the type of business I was running. It was like everyday wear, like thrifting shoes and then selling it on eBay. That's like a very niche business model. But I actually want to go back to the point where it's like one video can change it. I have a video pinned and it's a video of just me talking about my loan. It's my most viewed video on Instagram. It's like 6 million views. A quarter of my followers are from that video. Um, Spread across like the first time I posted it, it got like 40 or 50,000 followers, and then I reposted it on trial reels a bunch of times, and through like added up, it's like almost like 80 to 90K is from that video. And I actually have a unique advantage that most people don't have is that I've seen that. So like I can tell people that like all it takes is one video, all it takes is one video. But I've had the experience where that one video literally changed my life. Like that one video, because I saw the power of one video can literally grow your audience tenfold. You just have to make it the right way. And sometimes you don't know exactly what hit in the video, but in my mind now, like I go through 10 flops, I'm like, I can always go back to wait, okay, like I just need to keep going to get to that. I need to hit video again, that type of video again. And I know I'm good enough to make that type of video. And it'll come if I just keep posting. And people who are just starting, like it's hard for them to visualize that because they haven't made that caliber of video yet that will garner like thousands of followers. But when they do, it is the most powerful thing ever because then you're like, first of all, it's a good and a bad thing because then every video you post after that, you're like, this is the same type of quality, like it's gonna happen again, but it doesn't because there's just something, maybe there's something about that video that you can't even put your eyes on, like it's just something. But then at the same time, the good thing is you can go through 10 flops and be like, no, like I'm gonna do 10 more flops because there's a chance I get back to that style. There's a chance I get that type of reach, and that's all I need. So you understand that it's a cyclical game. So that video changed my life, man. Because I really saw after that video, I'd grown to like 60, 70K, like very in a almost a linear fashion. Like I was getting like the same amount every day. And then, or no, I grew to like 50K, like very linear fashion. And then all of a sudden, just like this, I went to 100K in about a week because of that video. And I was like, this is insane, ridiculous. And then I went through a couple flops, not flops, but like couple of videos, that perform regularly. And then I hit it again. The health video I was telling you about got like 50K from that video. So I was like, now I'm just waiting for that next one.
First, that's amazing because again, my girlfriend, it happened the same one video, and she went from 1,500 to now almost 30K just with one video. And I think, well, I'm waiting for that one, man. I feel like it's kind of the casino, like, you're just playing the roulette and you're waiting for that video. But do you think there is a reason why this video blew up?
Anyone who tells you that, like, I know exactly how to go viral and I know exactly how to convert that video to followers is lying to you because, like, I don't know, like, I look at that video and I'm like, it's a great video. I think it's a great video. I tried very hard on the video. But I thought, in my mind, I've made videos that are better than that one. But for some reason, like, I don't know if it's the cadence. Like, when you watch that video, a lot of the comments are like, yo, it sounds like you're rapping on this beat. It's a very good beat. It was like a mix of a bunch of things. It's like, I was speaking very well on this like nice beat. And then I'm also talking about a construction loan, which is hitting like, it was hitting a new niche. Whereas like I was mainly in the like real estate construction niche, but then now all of a sudden I'm branching out into finance and I'm talking about numbers on a screen. And what I've realized also in content is that there's videos that go viral, and then there's videos that go viral but convert to a ton of followers. And I think this is something that a lot of people need to learn, is that you can post a meme and it could go viral, but people will not follow you from it because they don't see, like, they're not invested enough. They just think it's funny, like, or like it's just a random video to them. But if you go viral within a series, like I was telling how we got the construction loan, I was telling the numbers, and then I like foreshadowed what was going to happen. I was like, this construction loan is going to help us build this. And we just dug like nothing's been built yet, but we just dug we just broke ground. We just started digging. And people are like, wow, this is like, this is great info. And then I have something to look forward to. This is within a series. So people are invested like a TV show. So I think that's something really important that creators need to find out, is that you want to go viral, but you want to go viral within the series that you're doing. Whether that's, for me, it's building the first cabin, whether that's road to whatever. You want to go viral within the series because then people will be invested in that series, so they follow you. So I had what? The video at first, I hit like 1 mil, 2 mil, and I had like 50,000 followers from it. And it's because people were not only watching the video, but they were invested on what I was going to do next with it.
It's really interesting because Yoni was saying the same about the fact that you have to create a TV show on social media. And I feel like Jim Tang, the first one that I interviewed, also said the same. You know, it's like a TV show and you have to think about that. And as you said, if you want to go outside of this series and do a meme, it can work, but it will never bring people to your series. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'll do a couple funny videos here and there. Like I'll sprinkle them in like once every 15 videos just because it's fun. I want to keep content fun. But for the main part, like, you shouldn't be chasing like these formats that you're looking at. That's like, oh, this got 6 million views. You don't know how well that converted. And at this point, I can tell what videos convert for other people, and I'll take styles from that. But just like random funny videos like that blow up, like those are not converting. People are not building a real connection with you. And at the end of the day, like you want to sacrifice like going ultra viral for like just consistent like community building, which is I feel like Yoni has done such a good job of, which is why he's posting every day. People are invested in him. Like his audience is so powerful because they're invested in what he's doing every single day, and they're not there for just some. They're there for him because he's doing a bunch of different stuff. And I'd like to think they're also there for me, but I know a huge part of my audience just is just interested to see how the cabin's built. And I need to like figure out like how I can make it more about me. But that's like a future problem, in my opinion.
It's funny what you say because when I did the interview with Yoni, he did a video and said, like, just talked about me. And I got so many followers from that. And I did the same back in the day in France with a guy who used to have 1 million followers. He did exactly the same video. I got no one. And I feel like that's the kind of big sign that shows that people are really following Yoni for Yoni. You know, he's saying, oh, you should follow this guy, and people follow me just because, yeah, maybe I'm like his friend. So you should follow me because they are the friend of Yoni. So yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's like it's a thing where I don't even think the follower count matters anymore. It really doesn't. It's all about like the engagement you get on your videos and like how deep you go with your audience. So one thing I really pride myself on is like I answer like 90% of my DMs and 90% of my comments. I respond manually. I think that's super important. And I did that from the beginning. One thing to, oh yeah, advice to new creators. Oh, this makes me so mad. But like there are these new creators that they'll come out and they'll ask me, they're like, oh, like I'm struggling to grow all this stuff. And I go on their page and they haven't responded to their own comments. Like there'll be like 4 of them. And I'm like, there are people already invested in your videos. Like when I was first starting, it was a bunch of my boys just first. Like it was almost inorganic. Like it was just a bunch of my boys at UVA that would comment on my posts. But anytime I saw someone new comment on my post, immediately like this, I'd respond to the comment. And then I would DM them. I would thank them. I'd be like, yo, thank you so much for your comment. And if they had, even if they had like a public account, let's say they had cars or something, I'd be like, yo, by the way, nice cars. I would actually develop a relationship with these people. And that's why now, like when I post a video, it's like auto like 100 to 150 people just commenting on my video. Cause I was in the roots. I'm still in it today. Like I'm in the community. I'm there. Like I'm responding to all these DMs like myself. Like that's huge. People just see a number. I would rather have 10,000 followers of people that like truly like engage with my stuff than like a million followers of people that are just like occasionally watch my stuff, never interact with it. Because that's not powerful at all. I think it's going in depth with the audience you have. So that's why like anytime I'm not growing at the rate I want, I'm like, okay, I have all these people here. I'm gonna if I see then I'll be like, wait, I have time to do this. Like I'll look at my comment section and I'll DM random people and I'll be like, yo, thank you for your comment. I appreciate it. Like nice cars, by the way, or whatever. Like I'll go deep with these people. And I think that's why I have such a Yoni has such a great fan base. I feel like I have such a great fan base. I wouldn't even call them fans, just like following base. Because like I've really gotten deep with these people. I think I've connected with I think 2% of my audience. I've about 300,000 followers. I think I've connected with 6,000 of these people, whether it be responding to a comment, responding to a DM. Yeah, responding to a comment or responding to a DM. I think I've connected with 6,000 people. And I think that's super powerful.
I think it is, and I never heard of anyone doing that, to be honest, because I know what it is to answer to DM, and that's a lot of work. And you doing the job to go on their profile to actually check what they do and like add a little note in the DM is really insane. And I think that's a really good hack to use.
Yeah, and it's like it's not even a thing where it's like, oh my God. I just see so many things wrong with social media. And it's like people are like, I want to build community. You have it's just like you want to build a big community. You just want wide. And it's like it doesn't happen that way. And when I first started, like I was so invested. When I saw someone new comment, I was so happy because I was like, okay, those are people I still follow to this day, especially in the shoe game. Like everyone in the shoe game knew me because I was messaging all these people manually, like developing relationships. That's the number one thing. This is why I'm not mad at all that I haven't taken a dime from social media is because I have connects in freaking so many industries now. Like if I ever wanted to get into the shoe game, if I ever wanted to open a store, like I would never do it. But if I ever wanted to open a shoe store, I have 5 guys like this that we could go together, we could pitch in, and we could open a shoe store in New York City tomorrow. Because I was really in the weeds and I was really responding to these comments. And I'll hop on a call too. Like I have a bunch of UVA kids and like a bunch of college kids in general, just like, yo, like I just love to have like a 15-minute coffee shop. Like I do those calls. And then at the end, I'm just like, bro, like my line is open anytime. Hit me up. I'll respond like whenever I can. It might take me a little bit, but all I ask is like just engage with my stuff whenever you can. That's all I want. I don't want no money from you. I don't want anything. Is if you can just like be an active member in my community, that's all I want. And if you don't, that's fine too. Like I just gave out free game, but if you can, that's cool. And that's why my comments to this day are just like blowing up like crazy.
Really interesting. And what is your big goal for the next 5 years? Do you have anything in mind?
I don't do long-term goals. I made a video about this. Um, I told you, I'm not even 1 year into content yet. And my life has changed in ways that like I literally could not even like imagine. Crazy stuff. Meeting people I have no business meeting. Like it's pretty crazy. So last year, 1 year ago today, like I thought I'm going into my senior year. Um, I just want to sell shoes. And after I graduate, I'll probably go to Plano, Texas, work my job at JP Morgan. But on the side, I still want to do shoes and eventually make enough money to where I can either do online shoe selling full time or open like a physical brick and mortar store and start a brand there. Try to become one of the faces of the shoe industry. And then all this stuff happened and took a whole 180 turn, sold all my shoes, walked away from the game and doing this now. I would have never thought I'd be in real estate development at that. Like I thought I'd just be investing in property like I did early on, just buying houses and like renting them out long term. But this is crazy. So I can't imagine what the next year is gonna hold. I don't really have a lot of long-term goals. My only short-term goal is to get the cabin up and running, get it operating, rent it out short-term, you know, do all that good stuff. But other than that, like I really have no 5-year plan at all.
Well, that's also fine, I think, because a lot of people are always talking about the long-term goals, but I feel like nowadays it's almost impossible. Things are going so fast.
It's going too fast, man. How can you predict how can I predict this? You can't predict this type of growth. It's just that it's not I'm very lucky. Like really. Like I worked very hard, but I'm very lucky, like to be honest. Like a lot of this game is luck because I look at some of these videos and I'm like, damn, this person makes a better video than me. They have less followers, but this is a better video than what I can make. I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know if it's a personality thing. I don't know what it is. I'm very lucky. So, and I don't know how long it's gonna last. So I'm hopping on I'm like, man, I'm grinding. I'm working. Um, making every connection I can. That's why I wanted to hop on the podcast with you. Anytime someone says I'm a friend of X and I like that person, I'm like, no, I'm hopping on a phone. Like I'm making an effort because I want to grow this network like crazy. Because Instagram, social media can die tomorrow. And this game is so cyclical. Like, you know it. You've been in the game for, you said 50 days. Like, it's so cyclical. And people fall off tomorrow. Then I could fall off tomorrow. So I'll keep trying to make the best videos. But at the end of the day, like, I really want to build the best business I can and also have the best network I can. And if social media can help me do that, then I'm gonna ride the wave for as long as I can.
I wanted to ask you something. Jim Tang talked about the fact that um, content creation is kind of a personal growth as well. You learn a lot about yourself. Do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Um, Absolutely. I did learn a lot about myself. I don't know. It's just like I always thought I was very persistent, but then when I started content, like I knew I was persistent. Like when you start content in college, man, it's tough, man. It's tough because when I was first starting out, like people showed me so much support. First of all, you'll get so much more support than you think. So much more support. But in the beginning, like I would like go out to bars and like the algorithm is very geographic. So like my first viewers were all at UVA. And I'd like go out and like people were like, "Oh, like I've seen your stuff, like the shoe thing, right? Like it's super interesting." And like in the back of my mind, I'm like, this guy like not really taking me seriously. Like he just like watches the video, like he thinks like I don't know, right? It's tough. It's a mental thing, right? But then after like I started blowing up like in college, like then people were like, "Yo, I love what you're doing." So it's like a whole 180 turn where it's like at first people are like supporting you because they see you as this like almost like the underdog and they want to see you like grow. They really do want to see you grow. But then you really start blowing up, and especially in college, people were like, "Yo, this is crazy. People are seeing my stuff." And I went from a guy that like I had 1 to 2 friend groups in college to when like towards the end of the year, I was getting recognized everywhere I went on campus. Like everywhere. People were like, "Yo, you're the guy that makes the videos, right? You're the guy that," and I'm like, "Bro, I've never been treated like this ever." So it's like a whole 180 switch. And I learned a lot about myself because to answer your question, like I felt like I was super generous there too. Like when people would come up to me, I would really try to get to know them for that 2 minutes. I'd be like, "Yo, what's your name? Like, what's your," it wasn't just a thing where like I did not, I tried my best to like not like little bro them, like not be like, try to, like, we're eye to eye here. I make no money. You have a job probably, like, you're on a financial level, like, right now, you're actually above me. So, I really try to connect with these people, those people at UVA too, like, in person. Anytime someone at a bar would come up to me like, "Bro, I've seen your videos," like, I'd buy that person a drink too. So I'm huge on the community and connections, man, if that hasn't been apparent, like, I'm huge on that. So big.
Well, I think that's the best because, again, not a lot of people will do what you do, and that's probably why you are where you are now. So continue doing that.
Dude, thank you so much, man. That these content creators just get in the weeds, man. Like, not everything you do needs to have an ROI. Like, not everything you needs to do needs to have an ROI on followers or views. Like, you just gotta just stack like good effort things. So, like the DMs I'm talking about. Like, at the end of the day, like best case scenario, right, was this person, I build a connection and they would comment on all my posts. And at the end of the day, that's like one comment. That's nothing, right? But you stack a bunch of those and you stack a bunch of, because I gave a bunch of these people like quote unquote advice, right? Because they were in the eBay game and I just tell them how I sourced, I'd give them tips on like the best shipping services I would use, stuff like that, like for free. Like I just tell them like, yo, use this service. This is a hack for when you're shipping, all that stuff. And it's almost a thing where it's like these people like really felt they were connected to me. And they are. Like a lot of these people I'm still connected with today. I chop it up with them. A lot of them are still in the eBay game. So anytime I want to go back to that game, like I'm sure they'll support me in anything I do. So community building, like that is the huge thing. People go in with the thing like, yo, like I want to get X brand deals. No, why don't you try to connect one-on-one with 20 people? Why is that not your first goal? Your first goal should be to the 20 new people that come onto my page that I see like either comment on my posts or like DM me. I'm connecting with those people one-on-one. I'm hopping on calls with them and seeing and just like chopping it up, trying to become friends. Like, why can't that be your goal? So I think we got to switch the game a little bit. And that's why the audience has grown so much.
Is there a question that I didn't ask you and I should ask you?
I don't know, dude. I think you did a pretty good job here. I felt like I was rambling a lot, but this is like it's like probably like my second or third podcast. Something like that.
Well, you did amazing, man. Well, I will ask you another question then. Who should I invite next? Yoni told me I should invite you, so who should be the next one?
You should invite this guy named Keegan Shivers. He recently, if you think I blew up fast, bro, this guy has been in content for like 6 weeks, 2 months. He's at like 305K right now. He's also in the real estate game. He's rehabbing a house up in Oregon. The dude has so much personality. Great guy. I actually just hopped on the phone with him yesterday. Keegan Shivers. This dude is the GOAT. I like this guy because he used to play basketball. So I'm not very good, but he played college basketball. So we really connected there. And I love basketball. So he's someone you could really talk about where he remembered. Like I've been in the content game for a year. So like when I was first starting, like I can't truly remember what mentality I had. Like he's someone like you want to talk to because I'm sure he has a much better memory of when he first started. He's like, when he's at zero, when he's at like much smaller audience, like what is his mentality like to now? Where you see growth in 6 weeks, 7 weeks. I think he told me he got like 150K followers from one video. You think my 80K from one video was crazy? Like this dude got, I think it was 150 or 200K followers from one video. Ridiculous numbers. The dude is great. I think Keegan Shivers is the guy you want to have on next. I'll text him about it. He'll get on here for sure.
Man, I will invite him then. Because yeah, as you say, it's interesting to have someone who just started and it's like fresh in his mind, so you probably know what to do. Well, that's cool. Rajan, it was an amazing conversation. I really liked it. And I wish you the best for your project, for the luxury cabin, for what you will do next. And yeah, well, I'm sure you will grow even bigger and bigger. So yeah, it was a really nice conversation. Thank you for that.
Thank you, man. I thoroughly enjoyed this. This is great. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope this one will help you in your journey. If you liked it, I suggest you watching my last interview with other content creators. But before you leave, let me know in the comment who I should invite next.